How's it going, everybody? I'm going to be doing a drink reviewing video here today and a bit of a gum chewing, drunken ramble. Had some beers earlier today. This is being filmed Sunday, and I'm putting it up on Monday. The garage sale video went up on Sunday today, but figured, you know what? I want to do a drink review here. I might as well just throw a drunken ramble into it because I'm still nicely buzzed. The drink I will be reviewing is Fanta Pineapple. I was asked, God, this probably was over a year ago at this point, about reviewing a pineapple soda. I don't know which flavor it was, like which brand I should say it was, but here I am, finally doing it. And this is what happens when I get asked for requests. Sometimes I forget about them, sometimes I do them a year later. That's just how it is with requests. That's not, it's never against the person who gives me a request. I just sometimes I do some and then I don't do some. I've been writing more of them down on my phone. I used to do that back in the day, but sometimes I just honestly forget and stuff. But anyway, let's it's got a strong pineapple taste. They also had a crushed pineapple as well. Maybe they were asking for crush, I don't know, but I picked this one up. This is part of a deal at 7-Eleven. You get like this and like any other Mountain Dew or a Coke related beverage. I'm not the biggest fan of pineapple flavored stuff. I actually like pineapple when it's just pineapple, but as a flavored soda, this tastes like the any other pineapple drink as well soda. This is what the Mountain Dew Maui Burst, I think, tastes like as well. I had gotten that. I don't know if I ended up doing a review of it. I might have, but I got that in South Carolina. This was back in 21, I believe. This is okay, but I'm not a huge fan of that sugary pineapple taste. It tastes weird. I feel like pineapple should be kind of left to drinks that aren't sugary and stuff like that because it tastes weird as a soda. It's not awful, but it's not very crisp. It's not overly refreshing for me either. This artwork on here is very bland as well. This reminds me of Nickelodeon. For some reason. The orange and the white, that's their colors, right? Nickelodeon. I used to watch Nickelodeon back in back in the day, before it was still popular. I think stuff like Double Dare was on there. I think I definitely watched some Clarissa Explains It All. I don't know if that was on Nickelodeon. I think it was, though. They had some temple show, too, where they would run through a temple. I don't think that was Truth or Dare, or Double Dare, sorry. Yeah. It's not terrible, but I can even feel it now. It's extremely sugary, which I don't say that about a lot of drinks, but there's something I feel like this shouldn't have, pineapple just is not meant, I think, for a soda type beverage. That's my opinion, of course. The 300 calories, and what is this, 20 ounces? That's a lot. 300 calories for a 20 ounce. Even the Mountain Dew 20 ounces don't usually exceed 300 calories. They're usually about 270 or 280 or 290, but I don't think they've ever hit 3. That's kind of sweet, but I don't know. I'm not digging it. We can get 10 cents in Michigan and Oregon for this, 5 cents elsewhere. But yeah, I will give that a score in a few minutes. It's not going to be great. You see that watermelon gum. That's a good taste. A little bit of a ramble here, drunken ramble. You can tell just by the way I look. I'm a bit sauce. I'm not gored out of my mind, but the funny thing with me is if I drink 3 beers, I'll start to get buzzed. But then if I drank 8 or 9, I'd almost be the same way I am now. I hit a point, and unless for a while I'll be the same thing. If it's hard liquor or something, it'll be different. It's a different kind of drunk. Everybody kind of knows that. My friends were over on, I think I mentioned this in the video, Friday night. We were playing some Bond, GoldenEye multiplayer on the Nintendo 64. We had some beers and I had leftover one, so I just drank. They're actually Miller Lights. This is a shirt that I had made at the print shop. The original shirt was actually like an oatmeal kind of color. It looked better than the white, but we made some spares with the white shirts. It still looks nice. I like the design of the sandcastle and stuff. It's this Long Island on there. Honestly, I'd probably give this like a 5 out of 10. Pineapple for me, like when I eat a pineapple, it tastes really good. But as a soda, I don't think it fits. Honestly, some people might like it. I'm sure plenty of people do, but I'm not overly big on it. Now I don't know how much. Like the Maui Burst tastes very much like this one. That's the Mountain Dew. I think it's called that. And that tastes similar to this, so I think a lot of these pineapple flavored sodas taste the same. Speaking of, I was in Hawaii, was it Maui specifically? Those fires, I think it's killed almost 100 people. That's tragic as fuck. That's really sad. Those wildfires are so dangerous. I know California gets a ton of them. I don't know how this one was started. If it just happened naturally or like it was done by someone. Or like a specific thing. Like, I know in Florida, and I think it's the same out in like Arizona and California, like if it's super hot out and it hasn't rained, and like the grass is like really dry, they tell you not even to park your car on the side of the road because the heat just from the car could set the grass ablaze. And it's scary shit. That's terrible tragedy. It really is. That's just fucking awful. I was playing I played GoldenEye the other night. But I was playing some World Is Not Enough on Nintendo 64. I'd never played that back in the day. Actually, it's a pretty good game, but it graphically doesn't look as good on an HD TV as GoldenEye does. It looks a little, blurrier. Than that, it's kind of a cool game. It's following the movie, the same way GoldenEye did. I did the first 2 missions, so I did the I got something in a bank in the first mission. The second mission is when MI6 gets attacked, and I was doing that stuff. I had to put on the sprinkler system and lock down certain floors, and then I'm doing the mission where you chase the person out on the boat. It's kind of cool, though. It doesn't have, at least to my knowledge, it has Secret Agent, Double O Agent. But I was looking down, like I was moving it to each level, and it was not showing me additional objectives like it does on GoldenEye. If you go from Agent to Secret Agent, there's like an additional objective, and then you go to Double O Agent, and there's another objective. GoldenEye's so good. The single player is fantastic, too. I was playing some of it on Game Pass not too long ago. I should be able to play that game regardless if I have Game Pass, because it was added to Rare Replay, which I own the disc for. So if I assume if I throw that in, it will come up to play. I think I did a gameplay of that, actually. Yeah. I said I was finally able to get that freaking G-Sale pickup fit up. It took way too long. When I'm on a roll, I could be doing a garage sale pickup a week. But it's been a bad season. I went to a couple today, but I think there was 2. One was last week as well. They actually had a cornhole board. I think I had like $17 on me, but I was like, I'm not even asking about this because it sure shit could be more than $17. Understandably, like you would not be selling that. You'd have to be selling that for at least $40. It was a nice boards. But the garage sale pickup vid's doing well. Like I said, I got knocked. Again, it's funny how you see it. If you make videos, you'll see this. If YouTube's nice enough to throw you, and even in the recommendations, I wouldn't even necessarily call it much of the algorithm, but kind of in the algorithm a little bit. But you're more like the you're seeing on the side a little more. It's crazy how all of a sudden I'm like, oh, my vids are doing well, and then they drop like 200 views. Like I put up that, I think I did it was a supermarket haul, did pretty good, and then I put up the Goosebumps book, and that just tanked it. And then I did the what was after that? Was there a ramble after that? And the ramble didn't do as well. I think it was the August ramble came. Maybe there was another video in between. Instead of put up a video every day, I forget which ones I'm doing. I'm not. And then I put up the controller review, which also didn't do that well, but I will do more of those. I want to do, someone was asking, I think, GameCube. I want to do a GameCube controller one, probably PS2 one as well. Controller one. This is how I have to gauge videos. If a video doesn't view well, but it nails a bunch of likes, that's still a good sign. Obviously, everybody knows YouTube, for some reason, got rid of the dislikes. They're not visible to anybody other than me. Like, if I go on my content page, I can see the dislikes. So if I happen to go to a video and all of a sudden there's a bunch of dislikes, I'll be, well, I'll stay away from that. But I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they took that away, unless they thought people were disliking a video on purpose to kind of like drag it down. I have no idea, but I think likes and dislikes all help because it's engagement on the video. So I don't know. But that one's doing pretty well. The garage sale pickup video is doing so well. It's doing well so far, I should say. I'll throw this one up Monday, and I got to figure out. I'm working Tuesday, so I have to do a video tomorrow for then. There's a couple I still have to do. Hopefully this week. This is what happens, and this is my own fault for, like, say, if someone asks or requests or something, I'm like, oh, I can do that in the next few weeks. I don't know why I say that's the kind of stuff. I should just, like, heart that comment and not even respond, because sometimes I just forget or other videos get in the way, and then I'm doing it months later. I don't. I've done a lot of requests over the years, but there's plenty I haven't done, and it's not like, oh my God, screw that person. No, it's just I end up forgetting. Sometimes I just feel like I can't do it justice. Or whatever, but I need to not kind of say. Sometimes I'll be like, I don't think I'll be able to do that. Like, there are some where I'm like, certain role plays or something, I'm like, I'm probably just not going to be able to do that. Like, I'm going to say when it comes to role plays, though, when we eventually move, into the house, whenever that is, maybe late 24, early 25, probably sometime 25, I'm going to have back in Massapequa, I did some basement videos and stuff like that in the basement. I think I did a few in the shed. There's going to be more rooms opened up, so better backgrounds and stuff like that. Like, I feel like I'm a little constricted. It's like I have this background. I do stuff in the kind of little dining area with the white wall behind it. And the living room, it doesn't have the same feel. Like some of those shady videos or the detective role play, like the Fallout role plays I was doing in the basement in Massapequa, just the background and everything of that basement just fit so many of those role plays so well. So I'm hoping that, there's at least a shed or something. I know a lot of the houses down south don't necessarily have like full-on basements. They kind of have crawl spaces, which would work too if I can get in there. Comfortably get in there, but they'll be open, open. Things are opened up. It'd be nice to have a game room too. We'll probably do like a split game room and somewhere for my fiance to put all our books as well. So maybe you'll see a background where I'm actually doing a game-related video, and you'll see games in the background. So it's a little something else to look at. I know a lot of people don't care about that. I think, man, I can't be alone in this. There's you always think, oh, I should do it. Is it coming off as realistic enough? Like I'm doing a barbershop role play or cranial. It doesn't matter. People don't care. It's the same thing with me when I watch people's videos. Sometimes I'm like, oh no, because you make videos yourself. So you may look at things differently, but it doesn't matter. I just want to be relaxed. I understand that none of this is real, you know? Like, you can't, I'm talking about role plays. They're not going to be real, you know? You can take so much and make it as real as you can, or at least, you know, as authentic as you can, but it's never going to be the real thing. Unless you are in a profession like that. But even still, unless you're like in your, your room, checkup room or whatever it's called, and you're doing things, like, it's just not going to be the same. But when people do role plays well, it's just like, there's a GnarlyASMR. She does these QV. I think it's QVC. She uses QV. Maybe I think it's QVC, not HSN. But she does role plays in that vein, like, you know, and they're so well done. Like, these role plays. Check her channel out if you haven't. And I'll throw my thing in the description. A link. It popped in my head because she had put one of those up not too long ago, and they're just so well done. And I could always appreciate like a well done role play. Like, it doesn't have to be the perfect background or anything, but people use certain props and just the way it's done and presented. It's just, I really can appreciate that, you know. And she does some really excellent role plays. Not just those, but like she's done like like a shoe store and stuff like that as well. I'll have to get the link to that. I'll throw it in the description area. What else? I only played Summer World. Is not enough. I don't even think I've played anything else. I was on Steam looking at some stuff because I've had a couple sales going on recently, but I've kind of stayed away from grabbing anything on there. The old Mets in baseball have shit the bed. I think the Braves beat them like 21-3 the other night. I think they swept them too. It was like a 3 or 4 game sweep. Obviously, the Mets traded a bunch of guys: Scherzer, Verlander, Canha, Pham, Robertson, somebody else, I think. And the Braves are just stacked. I think the Mets were smart to do that, trade those guys, because they got a good bunch of prospects in return. A lot of people were saying some of these other teams, like the Braves and some of the other good teams, their farm system is just stacked. And I think the Mets' farm system was not nearly as stacked. So, if you're a Met fan, like I said, I rooted for him a little bit because the people at work liked him, and I was like, whatever. But when it comes to baseball, I kind of just follow the things. But we'll see. I think that's the thing. If you add like 8, 9 prospects at a trade deadline, like, of course, you're like, oh, they're just getting a bunch of prospects. But if like 3 of them pan out to even, they don't even have to be studs. They're just everyday players who are good, maybe an all-star here and there. That's huge. You know, like the Orioles now, they have like no payroll, but I would assume a bunch of their guys were called up and panned out. So, I know preseason has started as well. I will do a dedicated, probably the end of this month, I'll do a dedicated kind of sports ramble. I know Russell Wilson threw a touchdown the other night. I'm kind of interested in how he does under Sean Payton. Sean Payton said that stuff about hacking. He used to be the Broncos coach last year. He got fired, I think, 15 games into the season. And now he's a Jets coordinator. And I read, I think I saw it on Instagram, like, did he actually say this, or is this like a fake thing? He actually did. He was pretty much like, it was the worst coaching job he's ever seen. I was like, oh my God. Usually they don't do that shit. I don't know why he was doing that. Apparently he tried to apologize. It was like, dude, you said it. I mean, in reality, he's kind of right, because I had such high hopes as a fan for Denver when they hired him. I was like, oh, this guy's supposed to be a real offensive mind. He had Rodgers in Green Bay. Let's see what he can do. And their offense fucking sucked. Like, and it didn't help that what's his name looked terrible most of the season, Russell Wilson. I mean, guys went down to injuries always. But I feel like Sean Payton is a better offensive mind than he is. So hopefully, if Sean Payton can't get anything out of Wilson, then Wilson's done. But I thought that was very strange. Like, why is he, like, saying that? Like, there's nothing to gain from that. That's how that dude is, though. Some of these coaches just run their mouths, even if it's true or not. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Because now it's like, dude, what if you fucking come out? They play each other this year, too, the Jets and Broncos. But, you know, what if you improve? You're like, you end up 7-10 or whatever. You think people are going to get on you. Like, you're almost like throwing extra pressure on yourself, you know, because you're running your mouth about other coaches. It's like, dude, it has nothing to do with you, man. Just get it done. And all of a sudden they suck. If they lose to the Jets, he's going to look like an idiot. I do have high hopes for him, though, honestly. He's the best coach they've probably had since, I'd say, Kubiak. But I mean, they had John Fox, too, but right before Kubiak. And Kubiak didn't last long. I think he had a health problem or something. They won the Super Bowl with Kubiak. They went to the other one with Fox. Realistically, he might be their best coach since Shanahan, honestly. But there's a couple other guys as well. Vance Joseph. He's back, actually. He wasn't that bad of a coach, and I don't think he got a good enough chance. Even Fangio, I feel like, could have been given another year as well. I don't know if they had anybody else after that. They probably did. But Joseph's back. I think it's Vance Joseph. He's back as defensive coordinator. Peyton hired him, so. It's crazy that they haven't made the playoffs in, I think, 8 years. Let's see. They won the Super Bowl in 15. It would have been the 15th season. Yeah, 8 years. Wait, 7 years. Is it 7? It'd be a 16 season, the 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, so this is maybe the 23 season. 7 years for Denver. Like, for a franchise that does have 3 Super Bowls and has been to 8, that's the longest streak since I've been a fan. I became a fan, I believe it was 89 or 90. No, it was 90. It was the year after they got destroyed by the 49ers in the Super Bowl. I was like, they're pretty good. And then they made the playoffs once. I think that they made it again, missed twice, and then they made it back and got upset by the Jaguars and then won it back-to-back. But they had, after Elway retired, they missed it. In 99, they went back in 2000, missed it in 01 and 02, went back 03, 04, 05 when Plummer was the QB. I like those years, and then they missed it in 06, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah, and then they made it 11 with Tebow and won a playoff game, the first one since winning the Super Bowl back in 98. And it was the 99 Super Bowl, it was the 98 season. And then they made it to 4 years under Peyton. The fact that they got Peyton and they went to 2 Super Bowls and won one, like Peyton, and won division every year, like, that was a completely great signing, even though you saw Peyton was kind of done at the end of his 3rd year with Denver. He was starting to fall off, and then he sucked. In the year they won the Super Bowl, he actually sucked. I know he got a little banged up. I think, did he get banged up, or did he straight up get benched? I can't remember. Brock Osweiler came in for a little bit, and the defense made him a bunch of money, too, that he's not doing anything. Because their defense was spectacular. It was just, of course, they have the best offense in history. They get blown out by the Seahawks, although the Seahawks arguably had one of the best defenses in history, so. But then they're underdogs again against Carolina, and they kind of rough them up in the Super Bowl. So that's how football goes. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. And hockey will start up, basketball will start up. We'll see if Lillard's traded by the season, beginning of the season or not. Yeah, I'll probably turn this off here. There's a decent little ramble there. No sports in there, mostly me complaining about Denver and stuff. Like I said, I'm going to go 5 out of 10 on this. I am still drinking it, but it's almost just because I'm thirsty. It's just, I'm sure some people do like this a lot, but for me, I don't know. It's just, pineapple doesn't fit well in a soda to me. But anyway, yes, that is a drink review here of Fanta Pineapple. And a bit of a drunken ramble there. And, yeah. Thanks for checking this out. and have a good day.